Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Saglish, aka Sag. Today, I'm bringing you something a little different. This is going to be a domination gameplay, but the fact of the matter is I'm not going to be commentating on the actual game. I'm going to tell you guys a story. And guys, if you don't know much about me, you know, not a whole bunch to tell really, but as you guys will know, even in your personal lives, you will encounter things, whether it be strange, funny, weird, or just random in general. And this is a story that I found kind of funny. I still remember to this day. It's hilarious. It's stuck in the back of the mind. By the way, this is Domination on Solar. But yeah, I figured I'd tell you guys and maybe start a new series or something. It's not really embarrassing for me, but just it's funny in general. And so basically in high school I hung out with two guys who were my best friends at the time. um, I'd just call them Josh and Corey, just to keep their names secret. But anyway, we used to hang out all the time, especially on the weekends. We all play football together and whatnot. But this particular story goes from just hanging out. Where I come from, it's a small town in North Carolina, and basically you had to go anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes away just to get to a Walmart, but 30 minutes to get to the mall. And so we're just hanging out, being high school guys, and hanging out at the mall. We decided to stay in the area to eat dinner. Well, it just so happens that there was a Hooters in the facility, and so we decided to go there. We're like, hey, we like wings. What guy doesn't? Chicken wings. Oh, they're the best. But we decided to get some chicken wings from Hooters, and so we're just hanging out, eating whatever, and I believe it was 50 between the three of us, which, it's not too bad. It's roughly 17 a person, but we didn't really have anything that day, so we were really hungry and wanted to make sure we grabbed something before we headed home. But I believe that night we were waiting on the Fast Five to come out. Yeah, Fast Five. Yeah, that was when the Fast Five came out. And so we were just waiting on the movie, and so we decided, we ate the wings, and we still had some time. It was roughly around 7 something or so, and the movie started at I think 8:15. And so it was still too early to go in and just hang out and wait. So we decided to just roam around the area, and there was a Dick's Sporting Goods store down the road, so we went there, just BS for a couple minutes. And so as we were leaving, we paid the bill and walking out, and on the way to Dick's we realized that our stomachs were hurting a little bit. So sure enough, we get to the parking lot and we're like, alright, well, what are we here for? And just talking, and while walking in, we all just kind of looked at each other, and I think Josh mentioned that he was, his stomach was hurting, so we all decided to go to the bathroom, because we all just were like, yeah, our stomach's hurting too. So we're in the bathroom, and we're doing our own thing, sitting there talking between the stalls, and yes, if any ladies are watching, guys do talk in the bathroom, but yeah, we're just sitting there BSing around, and finally we finish up, and Josh and I come out of the stalls about the same time, and in the process of washing our hands. But yeah, our buddy Corey, he's just sitting there in the stall, and we're like, hey man, what's going on? We're giving him a lot of crap because he's not done yet, and he's like, he wasn't really talking, wasn't saying anything. So we continued to wash our hands, and so as we were finishing up, a dad and son comes in, and we just kind of look, and they look at us for a second, and literally a second before they came in, Corey goes, hey guys, listen, shh, and like shushes us while he's in the stall. And right after he tells us to be quiet for a second, the dad and son walk in, and we're all just kind of sitting there. Me and Josh are like, what is about to go down? You know? All of a sudden you hear from the restroom just the nastiest, the biggest fart in the history. I mean, when I say fart, I don't mean like a little one. I mean long, just drawn out, and we just kind of looked at each other, and we just started busting up laughing. And like, it was like the worst timing ever for that to happen for Corey. And you know, he didn't know, he had no idea that the dad and son were in there. So the dad and son just kind of look at us. And I mean, this kid was maybe 5 or 6. And they just kind of look at us and turn around and walk out. They didn't even want to stay. They're like, no, it's not worth it. And so we were sitting there laughing. We couldn't stop. Like, we really couldn't stop laughing. And as Corey was letting it out, he's like farting and he's laughing as he's going. So it's like every time he laughs, it's like it goes with his laugh. And they walk out, and we're just sitting there. We couldn't stop laughing. And Corey comes out afterwards and busting out laughing. And we're sitting there bright red looking at one another. And he goes, man, you know, I know that's funny, but what, you know, why are you guys still laughing? It's not that funny. And then we tell him, we're like, dude, you made a guy and his kid leave a bathroom of a public bathroom of a store because of your fart. I mean, it was like one of those colossal, like, warhead nukes going off in the bathroom. And so he, like, his face just turned bright red, and as our, like, we didn't even want to stay there. So as we were all walking out, the dad and the son were standing there, and the dad goes, everything come out all right? And we just couldn't stop laughing. And Corey basically, like, ran out and was like, I'm done. And so that's just, you know, not to try to be crude or anything, but these are kind of stories that get you through life and makes you look back at it and just wonder, what kind of friends do I have, or what kind of experiences have I gone through? And there's one more story, real quick one. It was the first time I was visiting, or actually it was the second time I was visiting my wife in Florida during spring break, and we were staying at Orlando when her sister was going to UCF. And we just so happened to be going to Disney World later on, and I forgot my flip-flops, or my flip-flops broke or something, so we had to go to the local Walmart. Well, I don't have a problem with Walmart. I actually love Walmart. It's an awesome place, especially if you get a super Walmart. But, so I'm sitting in there, and I'm walking in, just needing to grab flip-flops before heading out. And so I go in the bathroom and say, hey, you know, I gotta use the bathroom, just give me a couple minutes. I go in there and start to use the bathroom. I choose a toilet usually, not a stall. Not that I have a problem with stalls, it's just I like my privacy. And this guy, you hear all of a sudden these shuffling, and you see these little these sandals with socks on them, and like some really low shorts. And this guy runs in and goes, oh man, you can tell he's having trouble. So he shuts the bathroom. He goes, and there was a couple guys at the urinals, and they were like, the guy beside me pulls down his pants, like he takes his belt off or whatever, and he goes, man, just to let y'all know, just give you a fair warning, it is about to go down in here. You might want to get out as soon as possible. And with that being said, I'm like, oh man, and so I'm starting to zip up, trying to get out, and all of a sudden I just hear from the stall beside me, this guy hit his hand against the door to steady himself and just annihilate the bathroom. Just like constant barrage. It sounded like a bombing run with additional bomber coming down. But it was the grossest thing I have ever heard in my life. And you know it's going to be bad if he gives you a fair warning before you get out. And guys, if you ever come in contact with anyone that gives you a fair warning, take their heed and get out of there. But anyway, guys, that's 2 embarrassing stories from it. Maybe we'll start playlist with this, and maybe a series or something. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Comment if you want, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time. And 39-3 is not bad for me.